Red Arcueid has seen a buff to several of her normals. 5B and 5C now have increased range both horizontally and vertically. 5C in particular used to have a very small hitbox near the end of it that would whiff on some crouchers, so it's far more useful as a pressure tool now. Also, like normal Arcueid, her jumping normals got buff. JA reaches further vertically and JB reaches further horizontally. 6C on its own received a whole slew of buffs. It's a low now, travels further, and is active for far longer. Before, if you use this in pressure, it'd often whiff, and the low part fits nicely with her toolkit, as she has many things that you have to stay in shield, but more on that later. 2C has decreased recovery, and so does her 2CC. Furthermore, her 2CC can also be charged. It's an unblockable, and it must be stand shielded high. The addition of charged 2CC gives her access to even more half-charge overhead into low mix-up, such as 2CC into 2B, or if that doesn't reach, 2CC into 6C, which will now hit due to the new low property. Red Arc's mid-screen presence has always been kind of lacking due to her basically not having a mid-screen throw, and it's an interesting change to give her more of these types of mix-ups. 236B does a bit more damage, allowing you to squeeze out some extra damage in her combos. More importantly, her 236C now has decreased startups. I can't understate how garbage this move was as a reversal, meaning you got safe jump by things that no one else really did, and you had to use it as a last resort, and even then the hitbox wasn't the greatest, so if they were further out, you just whiff and get punished. This isn't even a safe jump I'm doing with Arcueid. Her DP just lost last version. So it's nice to have a little bit more stability in her defensive options. Like all charge movement options, charge 623 doesn't have a flash on it anymore. Before, if she charged it, you would always know she's going in the air, so you just anti-air or meet her air to air, making the move kind of weak. This makes her movement options and mix-ups a lot more ambiguous. Finally, she can alter the trajectory of her air rings by holding 6. Before, she could only really cover this angle in Moondrive with her J4BC, and now she can do it meterless. This used to be a dead spot in her zoning, so it's a little more insurance to keep the opponent away from you. I've said it before, but I've always considered Red Arcueid to be one of the best designed characters in the game. She has very clear strong points, like her corner pressure and mid-screen zoning, but her mid-screen pressure due to a lack of good throw is kind of lacking. This is made up for by the fact that she has multiple ambiguous half-charge overheads in the lows, with things like the new charge 2CC, and with the new shield changes, her long-reaching charge 5C also beats low shield, meaning that it's scary to try and shield her out, even with her terrible throw. Overall, I think these are some interesting changes, and I can't wait to see how they take this character further in later patches.